Okay, this is video 2 of the Cloud Assess tool. We're going to cover the Profitability Calculator. It's this tab down here at the bottom. So this is where it actually starts to get fun. We're going to show you how to create an income statement for every deal that you work on. And starting at the top here, you're going to want to figure out your go-to-market strategy. What are you going to sell your managed services for, your platinum level managed services, bundled with redundant cloud servers? That ought to be some huge value. You're making yourself way different than the competition in the area. You're not just going to recommend the status quo of putting in same old servers every 3 or 4 years. Now you're coming to the table with a enhanced disaster recovery business continuity plan. Get rid of the BDRs, no more tape backups. Everything's in the cloud, everything's redundant, and there's a backup. So let's dive in here. This is a case study of one of our partners that had a healthcare client, 35 users and 3 servers. Their go-to-market strategy was $85 a desktop, and that included their platinum level managed service program and infrastructure as a service, completely redundant. So $85 times 35 is roughly $29.95. So in an income statement, this is at the top. It's your sale amount. Now we're going to start to figure out your server costs, your managed service costs, and also your additional costs for like Microsoft licensing. Okay, so let's start with server costs. What is it going to cost you internally, whether you own a full VARCloud or you decide to purchase individual virtual servers? The pricing's still the same. What is it going to cost you? In this example, like I mentioned, they had 3 servers. They divided that up with 6 cores, 32 gig of RAM, 750 gig in production storage, and another 750 gig for retention. Let's talk about their servers. One of the servers was their EMR server. They put 2 cores there. 3 cores went for their terminal RDP server and an extra core for their Active Directory file and print. They took 16 gig and gave it to the RDP server. 12 gig went to the EMR server, and 4 gig for their Active Directory file and print. Excuse me. 750 gig in production and 750 for 30 days of retention. Now watch if I change this 6 to a 7. It's just going to bump this $32. So you can literally sit in the comfort of your own office and decide not only your go-to-market strategy, but what is your internal costs for each deal that you work on. Now let's start talking about per user costs. Okay, starting at the top, what is your internal cost, your labor, your raw cost to support a 35 user 3 server environment? Industry standard for managed services is about 15 minutes a month per user. So how did we come up with this $262.50? Now keep in mind, that's a free form sell. You can plug in your own number here. But $262.50 was derived by taking a $30 an hour network administrator, could be an engineer, and divided it by 4, and you come up with $7.50. 750 times 35 is $262.50. Now, over the past almost 2 years that I've talked to VARs across the nation, that $262.50 is really close. If it's low for you, put in your right number. Make it right. Feel comfortable with what you're going to bill. I shouldn't say bill. What you're going to have as an internal cost, because this isn't your billing amount. This is your billing amount. This is your cost. Now let's move down. RDP agent, all that was filled in from the cost amount, so it's all brought forward into this calculator. So $35 for the SPLA, $2 a month per device for your RMM tool times 35 makes 70, and then same thing with your antivirus, spyware, malware suite, your web and email filter, and then your bottom line is $564.20 for managed services, internal costs for 35 users. And there's your infrastructure. What I really like is this, it breaks it down to the total cost per user per month. That's pretty powerful, pretty granular. Now you also have the ability to plug in additional Microsoft SPLA licensing. So 35 users of Exchange, there's your license cost. You could add in infrastructure up here to support that Exchange server if you wanted. But again, it gives you that ability to create that pricing model. Now let's get to the bottom line here, which is the best part. The 768 for infrastructure is brought down. Your managed services is all brought down, so you have a total cost, your total billing amount, your total profit for the month, and your total margin. 56% margin is very strong for platinum level managed services bundled with redundant cloud servers. That's a great margin for you, and it's a great service that you're bringing to your client. Where on the planet are you going to find a cloud service provider that's going to enable you to bring an $85 per user charge for your services and redundant cloud servers and enable you to make a 56% margin? If you find one, give me a call. I'd love to know. But in the meantime, you've got yourself a fantastic partner. We're looking forward to working with you. The next video is the cloud versus on-premise calculator, and this is where we show you how to take these numbers and demonstrate to your client a total cost of ownership and help you close the sale.